first started police force in 1992, so that's 26 years now ago. So I've been in my current position where I'm at now, which is I'm a supervisor in charge of our narcotics unit, our metro area street crimes unit, which is a gang unit, and our intelligence unit, gathers all information. So been that since January of 2016, so a little over 2 years. Somewhere in 2015, certainly in 2016, we had a huge increase in the amount of opiates. That can be heroin, fentanyl, and some of the other analogs and derivatives from those drugs. The presence of heroin in our community brought a whole different aspect, because with the opiates, we started seeing people dying of overdoses.
Compared to some of these other drugs, how strong is fentanyl?
It's much stronger, much stronger. You can get a morphine tablet that contains 30 milligrams, and this is what 30 milligrams would look like. If this was heroin, it would be in a dose of maybe 10 milligrams, if it was pure. 1 milligram looks like this.
I can't even see that.
Right, and a fourth of this is potentially fatal.
There were 514 fentanyl-related deaths, up from 92 the year before. That's 5 times the number of deaths. In Florida, 397 deaths, up from 185. And in Maryland, 185 deaths, up from 58.
Prior to 2016, it was very uncommon, very rare, maybe 1 or 2 a year, we had somebody die from a drug overdose. In 2016, we had, it was 19 people died of drug overdoses, and that's unheard of. We started seeing the overdoses in March, and we got on it right away. Unfortunately, the presence of the drugs didn't go away just because we were aware of it. And in 2017, we saw a decrease in the opiate overdoses, but still, it was like 7 or 8, still way too many, and something we still have to be very aware in our community is the difference with the opiates and heroin and the derivatives. Fentanyl is what's the primary difference causing the most deaths, is the strength and concentration of the drug of fentanyl. But this has been a problem which the whole community has attacked. If you've seen the mayor's blue ribbon panel, so the city has jumped into it. We've had arms wide open, eyes wide open, 2 huge symposiums for the community to come in and talk and be educated, where the U.S. Attorney's Office came in, we had the judges, we had city leaders, we had community county leaders. Everybody got together because this isn't a Fargo problem or a Morton problem, this is the whole region. And the whole nation, in fact. What we saw was, what was already occurring probably a year or 2 earlier in other parts of the country in the bigger cities. So, a very different approach because of the heroin. Legal opiates, methamphetamine, the vast majority of those are coming from outside of our country to our country. Then they're coming to the bigger cities, and then they get distributed to the smaller communities from the bigger cities. So we know that the vast majority of the illegal opiates, not the prescription ones, but the illegal opiates, are coming outside our country, and most of the meth now, methamphetamine, is also coming outside our country to our country in large quantities. It depends on how you define success. Have we stopped the flow of drugs to Fargo, Moorhead? No, we have not. As soon as we arrest and take down one dealer, another one tends to pop up a short time later and bring in more that way. We've built some very big cases, many of which have gone to federal prosecution, and that means it takes a fair amount of evidence and a fair amount of drug quantity to get to a federal prosecution. We've done a much better job on that, doing a great job the last 2 years. But if success is measured by stopping the flow, I'm not sure that we have that ability right now, because the source countries sending it to us are sending so much. And the drugs are still coming here. I think we have had a good impact on stopping who we knew were the deliverers, and helping users get treatment. But specifically the opiate issues and crisis, that's not an issue that law enforcement can solve. As we've said at all of our symposiums, eyes wide open, arms wide open, in the meetings, this requires a full community effort to include law enforcement doing our part, the treatment centers doing their parts, the judicial system doing its part to make sure that people are getting to treatment, and faith groups, just to talk to people to provide support to those areas. The doctors and hospitals are part of it. So this requires, and just the general people overall, just to support and simply step up and say, we want to do something to help. And that was the whole purpose for the last 2 years, Mayor Blue Council, the symposiums, was to get everybody to the table and let's deal with this problem because too many people are dying.
Mayors got together and decided we need to move this up to a different level. Our hope is to make wellness a reality for all people and families that suffer from addiction. According to the Center of Disease Control, addictive deaths are the biggest cause of accidental death. It is even higher than traffic deaths right now. So this has become an issue for our community and for the nation. Oftentimes when we have things that are issues across the nation, you have to figure out how to do it locally. So what we wanted to do is bring a panel together and talk about that. And we've gone to the outreach programs so far. There have been awareness programs and people are now aware that it's an issue. But what we haven't seen sometimes, and I've seen people in the audiences shouting out, what are you going to do about it? This is a call to see what people should do about this and get us organized a little bit. Because what might work in Gloucester may not work in this community. We may not have the same resources, the same people, the same ideas of what to do. We know our legislative team is working hard on this, have different things that are going in regards to that. We know our people that are treating people are doing things. But let's get together and figure out what the best treatment, best reason, or how to do this.
Well, like I said, I think everybody in our community knows somebody who's got an addiction problem. I'm not sure we would all step up and say that 20, 25 years ago, that we all knew somebody. We knew they were here, but this is hitting home through every economic group and everywhere. And that's why I think the approach from the community is very different. I think our community is doing a great job. I don't think a lot of communities this early into what's happening to us stepped up and said, we need to confront this and deal with this. That's why I attribute the dropping off in the overdose deaths. Basically almost a half of what it was in 2016 from 2017. That doesn't happen automatically. That's people getting engaged, people watching out for each other. Even if it's as simple as I'm going to have Narcan on hand, so if my family member who's got an addiction problem overdoses, I can help save them. That's a life saved. And now there's a chance to try to get them treatment to get them off the addiction issue. People just got to understand, as U.S. Attorney Chris Myers stated, the arms wide open, eyes wide open, that this is different. What we're going through right now with the opiate issue, with the deaths, and the huge amount of drugs coming in our community from outside our country, this is different. And if we try to take the same approach we had 20 years ago to solve this, we're going to make a mistake. And we're not going to end up doing things that are going to be needed to be done. And it's going to continue, people are going to keep on dying. So the message is people have to understand this is different, and it's not like it was before, but that doesn't mean we can't have an impact.